Irena Sendler, sometimes called the female Oskar Schindler, saved 2,500 Jewish infants and children from the Warsaw Ghetto in Nazi-occupied Poland during World War II. Irena was under 5 feet tall, but a giant in spirit. Her father was a doctor who taught her, if you see someone drowning, you have to help him. What she saw was 400,000 Jews herded into a walled ghetto and systematically starved, beaten, and slaughtered by Adolf Hitler's Nazi troops. Irena was a Catholic Polish nurse and a social worker who had access to enter and leave the ghetto. She joined a resistance group called Zamora and smuggled babies and children in medical bags, coffins, ambulances, potato sacks, toolboxes, and even body bags. She was captured, and the Germans broke her legs and feet before her colleagues were able to rescue her. The entire Warsaw Ghetto was destroyed by the Germans in 1943. A small group of 9th and 11th graders in Uniontown High School in Kansas heard about Irena and did a National History Day project about her in 1999. They wrote a play called Life in a Jar, which refers to the list of children's names Irena kept buried in jars under an apple tree. The list gave locations of the convents, orphanages, farms, and family homes where 2,500 children were taken to hide from the Nazis. The hope was to reunite them with their families after the war. Lots of good came from this project that the high schoolers did. They wrote to aging Irena Sendler in Poland. She wrote back. The students got invited to perform their play 375 times in different cities all over America and Europe. A Kansas City businessman saw it and gave them money to fly to Poland and meet Irena several times. They performed their play for her. Other adults in Kansas were so impressed, they gave money to build the Lowell Milken Center for Unsung Heroes in Fort Scott, Kansas, with the high schoolers' research as the centerpiece. This small group of high school students and their History Day play about a woman who stood up against hatred, racism, and genocide inspired community leaders to create an entire museum to celebrate people who do good in the world. This museum inspires people daily. What can we, as children and adults, do to bring about a more humane, just, and compassionate world? We can remember Irena and what her father taught her. If you see someone drowning, you have to help him. How can we make a difference in our neighborhoods, in our nation, and in the world? We can stand up to school bullying, discrimination, racism, and even genocide, like Irena Sendler bravely did 80 years ago. We can report or intervene if we see people being bullied or being victimized by racial slurs. We can do like the high school kids in Kansas did and write plays or create documentaries that celebrate people doing good. Their story shows the ripple effect, how what one person does affects others. We can spread kindness and treat all people with respect. Simple things like smiling at people, offering a helping hand, and complimenting strangers can go a long way. As Helen Keller said, I am only one, but still I am one. I cannot do everything, but still I can do something. And just because I cannot do everything, I will not refuse to do the something I can do.